Hello, Grissom Choir. This is Level 2.2 Music Theory Review. Our first concept is accidentals and their definitions. But before that, we have to figure out how to draw the piano. So with our piano, the easiest way to draw it is to draw a rectangle and divide that rectangle with some lines. With those lines, you can then fill in our black keys. There will be two black keys in the middle of the white keys on the piano. We will then skip one and then do 3 in a row. And then we will simply repeat that. Skip one and do 2 in a row. And it would repeat so on and so forth. So there are our white keys and there are our black keys. When you draw the piano, just as I have done here, you can label it from left to right as C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and so on and so forth. So there is our piano. The first thing that we're going to look at is our sharp. So the sharp is identified by what looks like a hashtag. The sharp raises a note half a step. So if we look at the piano, let's just say that we are on G. Raising that note half a step would not be this next key over. The white key would be this black key. It raises it in pitch, it raises it on the staff, and then when we raise those, it goes to the right on the piano. Jumping down to the flat lowers a note by half a step. So let's say we were on that same key, which is G, and when there is a flat symbol next to it, we would go to the next note to the left, which would not be F, but it would be the black key in between F and G. The flat lowers the note, it lowers the pitch, it lowers it on the staff, and when you go to the left of the piano, that gets lower in pitch. So a sharp goes to the right on the piano, it goes up on the staff, it goes higher in pitch. The flat goes to the left on the piano, goes down on the staff, and gets lower in pitch. The natural symbol, it cancels out sharps and flats. So if there is a sharp or a flat in the key signature, but then there is a natural next to that note that is sharp or flat, it would cancel it out and take it back to the original note. Then we have two other common type of accidentals. This first one, you say it just like it looks, a double flat. It would lower the note by 2 half steps. We can also call that a whole step. A half plus a half equals a whole, so 2 half steps equals a whole step, lowering it by 2 half steps. The weird X symbol with little dots on the side of it, that is a double sharp. The double sharp will raise the note by 2 half steps or raise it by 1 whole step. So again, the sharp raises a note by half a step. The natural cancels out the sharps and flats, and the flat lowers the note by half a step. Going on to some articulation terms. Remember, articulation is how you attack and release a note while singing. We have staccato. Staccato is identified by a dot below or above the note. It means to sing short and separated. An accent, which has a small greater than symbol below it or above it, means with emphasis. I'm going to jump down to marcato. A marcato is a combination of accent and staccato, and it has an upside down V above or below the stem. And then legato. A legato, otherwise known as a slur, is smooth and connected. A slur is a line that connects 2 notes of different pitches. So going all the way back to 1.1 or 1.2, we learned about the tie, and the tie connects 2 notes of the same pitch, but the slur connects 2 notes of different pitches. So those articulation terms again are staccato, accent, legato, and marcato. And then we have two final definitions that are a continuation of learning about repeats. So a DS al coda and a DC al coda. So the DS stands for del segno, to the sign, and DC al coda, DC standing for del capo, to the front. So for the DS al coda, it means that we sing, and then we get to this funky looking symbol, which we call the sign. We will go back to that sign and then sing to the coda. So let's draw this out real quick. Let's say we start the piece from the very beginning, and we sing, we sing, we sing. We see that funky looking sign, which is an S, a slash, and two dots. We see the sign, but we don't do anything about it. We keep singing, we keep singing, we keep singing. Then we see the words D, S, al, coda. That then means when we get to those words, we go all the way back to the sign. We see the sign, and we sing. We sing, we sing, we sing. Then we get to that DS al coda again, or you may see the term to coda. And when that term to coda shows up on your piece of paper, you will then jump over, and it'll be right next to it. There will be the coda, which looks like a bullseye. And we will sing, 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 and then we will get to the end. DC al coda is very similar. It's just that instead of seeing a sign and going back to the sign, you go to the very top of the piece. So again, we start at the very beginning, and we sing, we sing, we sing, we sing, we sing, we sing. We see the DC al coda. At that point, we go all the way back to the DC del capo, to the front, to the very beginning, and we sing some more. And then we will either get back to that DC al coda, or we will see to coda, and we will jump on over to the coda and sing to the end. You can think of these as just some fancy repeats, different ways that you can repeat back to the beginning or repeat back to certain sections of a song. DS al coda, DC al coda, back to the sign, then back to the beginning. And that is everything on level 2.2.